Hi everybody. I'm Anna from the Public Library, and today I'm going to teach you how to make Masoor Dal. So Masoor Dal is an Indian dish that's comprised of red lentils, fresh produce, and various spices. It's usually a side dish served along with rice and whatever kind of protein you prefer. So it's easily customizable, so it goes well with both vegetables and with meat. All the ingredients we need can be purchased at an Indian store, and everything that we do need is sitting out right in front of us, all ready to go. And we're going to go ahead and get started. So first, you're going to go ahead and use your favorite kind of oil. I prefer coconut oil because it is vegan, and in and of itself, Masoor Dal is a vegan dish. So we're going to go ahead and put this into our stovetop pan. We're going to wait for that to melt. You're going to want your stovetop to be on about medium heat. And I did make this recipe a little bit on the lighter spice side for people who are new to Indian cuisine. So if you do want, you're always welcome to increase the amount of spices that you put into it. So we'll just wait for that to melt. So now that this is melted, we're going to go ahead and start with our cumin seeds. So once they turn a little bit brown, we're going to go ahead and add our onion. All right, now that this has cooked a little while, we're going to go ahead and add our tomatoes. I'm adding 2 to this recipe, but if you do like your dish a little bit spicier, feel free to just add 1. All right, these look like they're cooking really well, so we're gonna go ahead and add our last produce. That's the spinach. And spinach is great to add with any of these dishes because even if you don't like the vegetable, it blends in really nicely with the overall texture and the overall taste of the dish. And you end up not really tasting too much of the spinach, so it's a great way of getting more vegetables into your diet. Okay, now that this is all mixed thoroughly, we're going to start adding our Indian spices. So the first thing we're going to add is our ginger garlic paste. And you can, if you want, add both individual ginger and individual garlic. I find that adding just the ginger garlic paste is a lot simpler, and it's a lot easier to mix in with everything. It smells more gingery than garlicky, but it smells wonderful. And it mixes really nicely with these vegetables. All right. Now we're going to start adding in the rest of our Indian spices. The first one we're going to do is turmeric. If you've never used turmeric before, make sure to be careful with it because it can stain. With turmeric, a little goes a long way. It's very golden, it's very bittersweet, so it can overwhelm the dish very quickly if you add too much of it. The awesome thing about turmeric is if you use it regularly and just a little bit amount of it, it's a really good anti-inflammatory. It smells so nice. Okay. Next, we're going to add our garam masala. This is one of my favorite Indian spices. It's a little bit hot, it's a little sweet, it's a little bit savory. Reminds me a little bit of chai, but not quite. Okay. Next, we'll add our coriander. And coriander seeds are actually the base of cilantro, if you didn't know that. And then the last spice we're going to add is our Indian red chili pepper, or red chili powder. It's important to note that it is a little bit different from New Mexico red chili powder. If you do have New Mexico red chili powder on hand, you're welcome to use it. It just isn't going to be quite as spicy, and it'll be a little bit of a different flavor. And this is also very similar to turmeric. A little bit goes a long way. It's good for digestion, but you want to make sure you only use a little bit of it. Otherwise, it's going to be a little too much for your dish. So now our dish looks totally different and it smells totally different. Like, you just smell all of the spices and they work super well together. One doesn't really overpower the other. Okay. So now we're going to add our dal. We did soak it, and you'll notice that the pieces are starting to get a little bit bigger as they take in some of the water. So we're going to drain what we can of the water right now. And if you miss some of the lentils, it's okay. Add all of our lentils and stir this. All right. We are almost done with our cooking. The only thing left we have to do is add our water. So 4 cups of water may sound like a lot, but because this cooks for anywhere from 18 to 25 minutes, the water is going to both evaporate and get absorbed into the lentils. So it's going to look more like a porridge at the end of it and less like a soup. So don't be too concerned. All right. So now that we've added all our ingredients, we're going to let the cooking do the work. And we're going to put our stovetop on to about a medium heat, and we are going to cover this. Okay, so it's been about 20 minutes. We've been checking up on our dish throughout the cooking process. You'll see that the water has gone down considerably. This is the perfect consistency, sort of like porridge. The lentils are nice and soft and a little bit longer. I've already added my salt and my cilantro for garnish, so we are ready to serve this. All right, so we got a nice big scoop. And this amount will serve approximately 4 people. It's also really good with leftovers too. Perfect. So if you're new to the cooking world, just a reminder that the Albuquerque Public Library has a whole bunch of different cookbooks on a whole bunch of different kinds of cuisine. These are just some of the Indian ones that we have featured today. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to keep checking back on us and see what other kinds of crafts and food we cook up for you. I hope that you guys have a wonderful day. Thanks for checking in.